I'm Dana.
And I'm Kristen.
Welcome to our podcast,
Mismatched.
We are two moms from completely different walks of life
who discovered friendship where least expected.
This is our space to share, connect, and try to survive this crazy thing we call life. Whatever you are doing,
or wherever you are headed, take Mismatched along for the ride.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I decided today I'm not going to say I'm good because I think...
Are you not good?
I always say that.
Well, are you not?
Episode. I'm fine. No, I'm good. I'm good.
You sold it to me there. Good morning.
Happy Wednesday morning.
Happy Wednesday morning.
Through half of the week.
Yet another one.
That's always encouraging.
It's rough lately.
In summertime, though, it doesn't even feel like... It doesn't even really matter if you make it through the week because it's just normal crazy all the time.
Well, last night Sam was like, what are we doing tomorrow? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, is Dad going to be home? And I was like, he's working. He's like, oh. Yeah.
But Tom does work from home.
He does, but he meant I think he thought it was a Saturday. Yeah, Liv had a sleepover, so it felt like
work from homer. When he goes to his office, he doesn't come out.
No, it's his little cave. I really think he's just avoiding the rest of us. I don't know that he's a dedicated worker.
All this stuff. He's going to ask for a soundproof booth.
I don't think he's a dedicated worker.
Your house is loud.
It is.
It's so loud. So this is the craziest week in the Dracies because we obviously know when Dana is fertile because 3 children, they're all born in July in the same week.
This is correct. July 18th,
I don't know that I've ever
25th,
met someone
27th. Nope.
Who has all their children within a couple days.
Yeah. I would not recommend it, by the way.
Well, it's overwhelming on all your parties.
It is awful. So, it was one thing when they were younger, we would do one big birthday party, like a bash, invite all of our friends, all of our family.
We used to do that. Parker's August, Campbell September.
Yeah, so you could totally do that. Together. Totally. So we would do this every July, a massive blowout party. Well, it was great until they got their own friends, and now they want to do their own thing. So now we have one small party with just our family, like my parents, Tom's parents, our siblings, and you.
So we come for the food.
That's fine. And then they each have their individual. Well, because it's so crazy, this week is Olivia's birthday, but then it's also all of their friend parties next week.
Olivia is an official teenager.
She is. She's 13. She's an official teenager now. And then, the boys have their parties.
Why do the girls seem so much older? 13, these girls act like they're 30.
My friend came and did all of the girls' nails.
Oh, she's
Kayla. Hi, we Kayla. Appreciate you. Hello. So she came and did all the girls' nails.
I feel like Kayla's big and bold and has a big personality. And that house is a lot for her.
She takes it all in.
She's
the one girl walked in while Kayla was doing nails, and it's Olivia's best friend, and she is tall, and she has always just been taller than Olivia, and literally just been more of an adult. I know, but look more like an adult. She always looks older, and she walks in and Kayla goes, I thought that was one of your friends. These girls look so much older, and so we have an official teenager in our house. They still
act like teenagers. It's good to know. But then on
they
one
act
hand,
like 5-year-olds.
Act like they're very grown up and mature, and they want these things called Snapchat. Campbell, they were approaching me. Campbell does not. Campbell just got Instagram.
Right.
Groundbreaking. That she's allowed to have social. I use social on a daily basis, and that's why my kids don't have it. Because I see. And so she's like, Mom, you said you'd talk about it when I go to high school.
Well, she's going to high school next month.
I know. I have 1 month.
Okay.
So they approached it again. And I'm like,
I feel like this could be a really split topic.
It could be.
Because I think a lot of people are super, super against their kids having any form of social. And now Olivia does have social, but she has friends that do not. And it was so funny. She was planning her friends to sleep over for her birthday, and she had to text all of them.
Oh my
gosh.
Because
she couldn't snap them because some of them didn't have Snap.
So let's actually talk about this really briefly. I think there's some dangerous things on Snapchat.
Totally.
There's dangerous things that can happen on texting. So there's a happy medium of what you let your children do before they start to sneak and do it.
This brings up a point. Well, I'll say it in a minute. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
So, it's a fine line. You raise your children right. You teach them to know right from wrong, to make good decisions. I don't think Campbell would sneak to get Snapchat. I know some of her friends have,
Totally.
but I know she really wants it. But I'm like, what are you going to utilize it for? So when she got Instagram, she had to lay out a whole plan, like what she was going to do. Olivia helped her with that, actually.
Right.
So Olivia is trying to like help her with her
Totally.
negotiations on Snapchat. And I'm like, sometimes it's better just to like stop.
So you made a comment about like, because the fear is that they're going to sneak to do stuff. Like you have to be realistic
Right.
in thinking that if you think your kid is never going to be the one that
wrong.
sneaks, you're wrong. You're
wrong.
being naive.
Correct.
You're wrong. So you have to basically set the ground rules and make them a responsible enough human being
It's
so that
trust.
when they make these decisions, they make the right decisions,
Right.
right? And they're going to make mistakes in life.
So here's
It's
the
part
thing,
of growing
I trust
up.
Campbell completely because she hasn't done anything to like.
She hasn't done.
disable
That's what I
the
always say.
trust.
Olivia's never done anything to make me not trust her yet.
Correct.
I
'Cause
don't
they will.
believe that it's going
They
to be
will,
like this forever.
for sure.
And I think to believe that way is a completely naive way of thinking.
Yes, I agree.
I hope that when the time comes for her to make decisions, she makes the right one, and they're going to be placed in those
They're going to
circumstances.
disappoint. All kids did.
We did it to our parents, right? But so this morning I had to run over to the market, and I was talking to Bill. Liv had a sleepover, and so just for those of you guys that don't know, like I live literally around the block from where Kristen and Bill live, and the kids over the last couple of years have kind of figured out that they can cut through the yards to go to each other's houses.
Yesterday, Dave and Bob were talking. They're like, whose yards do they go through to do that cut through? Do they have permission? And I'm like,
And they
we
do.
worked it
They
all
do.
out.
We talk to our neighbors. Like, it's totally okay.
Shout out to Bob Rogish Farm.
Rogish
There you
Farms.
go, Bob.
Get
You
your
owe us
flowers.
25
Get your
bucks now.
blueberries. Like,
Pick your own blueberries.
Pick your own blueberries. Well, it was last Saturday. Do they have it again?
Oh shoot! It's supposed to be this morning, and I was supposed to go. Or maybe it was yesterday. I missed it again. Darn it! Sorry, Bob. I'm gonna come pick blueberries sometime.
She's the worst. She's the worst.
He might be open Saturday too.
All right, well, I know he
We'll
was
post it in
last
our
Saturday.
show
We will.
notes.
We'll post it.
We love
But
Bob
they have
Anthony.
the most gorgeous flowers, you guys. And when they do pick your own sunflowers, you have got to go. It is the coolest experience.
Very neat.
Okay, so
okay.
anyways, I digress. So Bill said to me this morning, he said,
What did he say?
what I can't believe. So the kids will go back and forth to each other's houses, and they'll say like, I'm going to go over to Jack's house, or Jack will be like, I'm going to go over to Olivia's, whatever. And they go back and forth. So he said to me, I can't believe that these kids have not figured out to like sneak out, like when they have sleepovers. And
There's only a couple of the boys
that
I think would like.
and there's a couple
suggest
of the
that.
girls that I
Yeah.
think would suggest it as well. In fact, I
because they
could
don't
tell
need
you
to
exactly
sneak
which ones.
because we let them
We
roam.
kind of let them do their thing. And so the girls were up super late, and I always make fun of Bill that 4:30. I always make fun of Bill that he has the boys sleep over, and then he goes to sleep, and there's like no parental,
Truth.
like whatever. Well, that's like Tom and I are like, we go to bed too. But the difference
Everybody
is,
wonders why I'm tired.
well, the difference is that I told
gotta
Bill, I
parent.
said, you have like a whole property that they wander. They stay in my house. Like,
Yeah.
so while they could easily still be getting into trouble, and that's when he was like, I can't figure out that they haven't, I can't believe that they haven't figured out to sneak out yet. He's like, they
don't
just
need
haven't
to.
been given the opportunity. And I'm like, why are you even putting it out there? Like,
Because
although I
Bill
just blasted it
likes
on a
trouble.
podcast.
Bill
So.
likes the drama. He's a drama queen.
Well, the girls last night apparently were listening to our most recent podcast while during the
Now they all
sleepover.
want shout outs.
Well, so so they all wanted a shout out.
If they're listening to the Mismatched podcast
On a
on their
sleepover,
they can stay up all
We're
night.
doing something right,
That's kind of lame,
I'm
girls.
like, oh, girls, get your stuff together.
I have to tell you, like the one that I become more and more impressed with. Well, first of all, Elsa, we were just discussing last night. There's a few of the girls that are more social. I don't really know Elsa. I've met her a couple of times.
Sure.
She's so tall, and I love her height. And anyways, there's some
Super
of them
sweet girl.
that are social and like actually have conversations with you as an adult, which is so refreshing.
I agree.
But we already gave her a shout out last week.
But Sammy is my
Kaskowski
girl. I
is
know.
hilarious.
I know, she makes me laugh. She really
She's
does.
a funny girl.
Second shout out for Sammy. So I took them thrifting yesterday.
You're brave. Oh, you're brave, and you let them buy inappropriate things.
Well, I didn't.
I would say
There was a
sorry,
shirt purchased
you
that
can't buy
said
that. Well,
Virginity rocks.
which is true.
it rocks.
You just don't
It
wear that
rocks.
shirt.
I feel like it would be worse if it says Virginity doesn't rock. So, like, pick and
would
choose
never
your
let
battles,
Campbell
Kristen.
Wear that shirt though.
It's not my kid.
But I let my kids wear shirts that say "raised right" with an elephant on it. So.
There you go. Then there's the difference
I mean,
between
that's
the
an
two of us.
appropriate shirt, right?
Ay, ay, ay.
I saw another page, and their kids have the same shirt on. and we don't like to talk about politics. We're not talking
But
about
we are.
politics. But I'm like, oh, my kids have the same shirt. And she's like, I was really nervous to put it on my page. And I'm like, you know what? You shouldn't be, because I have friends.
But you're worried about a shirt that says Virginity
Well, it
rocks.
makes me
This is
I
where
don't
we
love
view
it,
things differently.
because the boy, like, I just feel like it's summertime, but the boys would totally pick on this certain individual about this shirt. They would have all these inappropriate conversations, especially one boy in particular. And so I'm just like, I don't need the drama. Leave the shirt at the Goodwill. There's a reason it's at the Goodwill.
I don't know. Listen, I think if you could like have a contest of who could find the most fun shirt at Goodwill, I won it, because I actually was the one that found it and held it up for them.
Of course you did. I'd be like, ooh, let's like put this where they can't see it.
Nope.
I wouldn't do that.
Nope,
but
totally.
I'd been like,
So
smart parent for getting rid of that shirt.
they drew names and they had to dress one another.
Oh,
That's
that's
like
a
what
good
they did. It was like
idea.
a fun game that they played at Goodwill. And it was fine until
Did they
were
try
like,
on the clothes?
oh yeah, they tried them on.
So they got a million germs from a million other
Probably.
people on
We're
their
building
bodies.
immune systems. But
Gross.
but it was funny. They were having fun until there were people that were like legitimately wanting to try on clothing, and like my
They're
girls
playing
were
around.
right. I was like, okay, girls, wrap it up. Like we got to roll. And then I felt bad for the people working there, and I was like, you have to go put back every single item that you found from wherever you found it. But
I'm
there,
sure they found all
I
the
bought
right spots.
myself a shirt, you guys. I got a shirt.
You
I
did
got a
well.
Madewell blouse for $6.
You did
I was
well
so
with
excited.
Madewell.
I never go
It was
thrifting.
very bohemian. It's very along the lines
It's
of
my
what you're
style.
carrying
Yes,
for
my
LuLaRoe
LuLaRoe stuff.
right now.
Wait, funny LuLaRoe story I have to tell you really
Okay.
quick. So the other day I'm getting ready to go live. And when I go live, you're staring at yourself the whole time. That's not easy to do. Like for an hour straight, you're staring at yourself and you're just like critiquing every movement you make. And so I get ready to
You
go
just made
live.
a really like robotic.
I was like,
movement.
yeah, I know. For those of you guys that are not watching us on YouTube, I like made a robotic
She's
movement.
using her hands a lot too.
I do talk with my hands. So I guess I did not realize that I clicked live or like start, and I'm like adjusting my hair.
Were you saying inappropriate things?
No,
about
but I was
customers?
literally utilizing it as a mirror. And I'm like fixing my hair, and all of a sudden it says someone is on. And I'm like, oh, I'm already live.
Was it your mom?
No, it was like a customer.
Oh.
For like 3 minutes, I was live fixing my hair, using it as a mirror. Oops. So that's my little
hopefully you
LuLaRoe
look
story.
Good after the 3 minutes you spent looking at yourself.
Apparently.
Little vanity there. So
yeah.
what's the story you wanted to tell me? Something about, was there another story?
No, it was the kids sneaking out thing.
So real briefly, so we started our garage expansion project, which is also like a little bit of at the farm we have this like area where people come and they see all of our chickens, and they're quite popular.
It's also known as your front yard.
Our front yard. And we have all kinds of animals up there. Shocking. So we are doing a garage expansion because like the reality is we're going to have 4 kids driving in a couple years, and we have 4-wheelers and bikes, and we'd like to park in our garage. Does anybody else like find it hard to park in your garage?
Oh, I
because you
never
got all
get
this
to.
other stuff.
My goal is if I can at least get the car in there in the winter.
Right, because
it's
you
a
don't want to
win.
scrape.
Right
Well,
now,
Sam
there's no
drives,
way.
And Sam has a Jeep still, and so the Jeep takes priority over my Enclave because the Jeep, you don't want it to get
Did
wet.
anyone hear how bougie that was? My enclave.
No, I love my Enclave. I've had one. This is the second one. And I love
I know.
The new one, the 2023, is like you can talk to Alexa in your Enclave. So in about 5 years, maybe I'll
Right,
get the
when you get the
2023,
used one, right.
that'll be a feature. But so I have to park outside. So anyways, we're doing this expansion. And so there, we have this Amish crew, which is awesome, working at the house. And Willis puts up with me because I feel like Willis goes home and I'm like, I'd like to meet his wife. Because Willis is I feel like he's a nice looking Amish man. If that sounds bad. I like him because he like looks at me like he really cares to accomplish what I like have at task.
He just wants
And
it to be over.
I'm sure he goes home and tells his wife, this English woman I'm working for, she doesn't know what she wants, or she knows what she wants. I have to figure out how to make it happen. So Willis and I were doing some measuring and some things yesterday. So they had made this very neat but messy pile of garbage.
Oh, this is good.
And it's on a pallet, but it's just on a pallet because I think some of the wood came on a pallet. And here comes Bill on the forklift, and he's going to forklift this whole pile up and take it to the dumpster next door, which means you have to pull out of the driveway, drive down the road.
I would say he probably had to drive, what would you say, like 1,000 feet down
Yeah,
the road?
not far.
Not super far, maybe not even 1,000 feet, I don't know. But far enough that, like,
I'm like, this is
not a
stay
proper
up.
way to move this
So he
trash.
gets out of our driveway, which is a little bumpy, and he drops some things in the middle of the road. Mm-hmm. So then he picks them
On a
back
main
up.
road.
And then apparently I thought he was on his way, and it was great. And Dana needed to borrow an air mattress, and I'm like picking up stuff from the construction site. And the girls were getting donuts. There was a lot. I'm like, Dana, I'm sorry. Can you go in my house, upstairs, hall closet?
I got what I needed, and then
the air mattress.
The girls walked to the market to get donuts. So I drove to the market to pick them up. And as I am driving into the back to park the car, I see Bill on the forklift, and I'm literally watching it. It was like slow motion. He made it about 10 feet from the dumpster, and the whole thing
I would have paid to see it.
I wish I would have gotten it on video, you guys. The whole thing dumped over.
Do you think he tells his wife?
No. And the only reason it was timing is everything. Like, I just happened to be pulling back there. Did you hear what he had to say about it?
He said nothing. He just sat there.
He knew. Well, I said, did you tell Kristen what? We had dinner last night, and I said, did you tell Kristen what happened? And he said, what? No.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? I helped clean it up, and then I made all the girls come.
All the girls had to help
and help clean it up.
I do nothing.
Yep.
Bad idea.
So that was quite funny. Speaking of Bill, he is getting some surgery.
Oh, he is.
So I have to tell you guys. So you guys, it's nothing. He's getting his LASIK redone. But so last night,
monovision.
Yes. So last night we're talking about it. So I had LASIK like 15 years ago, and I definitely think mine is starting.
His has been like 20 years
He
ago.
actually told me today it's been over 20 years. Yeah. So it's definitely due. Like, I mean, listen, if I can get 15 to 20 years without having to deal with contacts and glasses, it was worth every penny of it. And I'm at 15 years right now, and I'm just starting to, like, I do have glasses, but I struggle more wearing them than not. So, like, I'm not fully there yet. Mm-hmm. Where he told me he's like the opposite.
He can't
like
drive at night.
Yeah, like
it's dangerous.
Like he said, he's like, I'm now at the point where I'm wearing glasses more.
He's wearing
more
glasses,
than not.
Then they're on his head.
Right,
then they're
like up, down, up, down.
And he's like, just so you know, I don't think the glasses on the head thing is like a cool thing. I'm just doing it again. Like, honestly, I didn't even.
We could have gotten him one of those like things that the ladies wear.
Those.
The little to hold them on their chest. So, anyways, we're talking about it last night, and Kristen says, "Look at me now, because this may be the last time you see me." Who says that to someone before they go in for surgery? Now I realize this is a
minimal. You're going to see me with 2 eyes.
With 2 eyes,
it could go wrong.
This is a minimal procedure, but still, who says something like that?
I'm very realistic.
That's awful.
Anytime you go like into any type of operation, something could happen.
Well, of course, but like.
So now he's gonna have to wear an eye patch the rest of his life.
So that was actually the conversation we just had this morning. Was
he's gonna milk this.
Well, so this morning he was like, "Well, I'm only having one eye done, so worst case, I just lose one eye vision." And I go, "You'll be like a patch, or like a patch man." And he's like, "Yeah." And our friend Sarah was there, and she's laughing, and she said, "Oh, everybody likes the guy with the patch." I go, "Oh yeah, nobody's scared of the guy with the patch. Like it's
Sarah?
totally fine."
Sarah Bryan?
Yeah.
She said that everybody likes the guy.
No, she was joking. She was joking. Like that it would be like a totally normal. I mean, listen.
We get married and he tells me he needs hearing boosters like the day after. And now he's going to have to wear a patch.
He's not really going to have to wear a patch. He'll be fine.
fine.
But this is like when Tom and I...
Done? It's the...
Coli down at Maine. He's fine. He's going to the best possible.
Yeah, it's
when Tom and I got engaged, immediately following, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Oh, and immediately...
Surprise.
Like we got engaged in December. I was diagnosed in January of that year. And he literally was like, "Oh my gosh, I totally should have had you checked out before I proposed."
I should have made sure you were going to
He's like, "Oh, I don't know what I was getting in for."
Less expensive on the pocket.
Yes, I mean, our health insurance is not cheap. What else? What else?
Surgery's going to go fine. It's going to be great. But now he's going to be able to see me better.
So you better look good. I'm just joking.
He's going to see all my fine lines and wrinkles. I'm very bothered.
What else? Oh, we had our Niagara trip. We're running over on time. We had a lot to talk about.
Oh, my gosh.
We had our Niagara trip with our moms. It was fantastic. They got along so great.
They did. It was cute.
They want to have their own podcast now.
They cannot.
We're not letting it happen.
So the only difference is they were so funny. Like, they thought they were so funny. They really were funny. But
they were funny because they thought they were funny. What they were laughing at was not actually that funny.
The only difference is that your mom really wanted to go to the casino.
My mom was like, our hotel had a pathway to the
4 or 5
casino.
times. There's no way Jane would have gone to the casino.
Heidi was trying to go.
She tried so hard.
But it was a great trip. We had a good time. Everything was fun.
It was good. Really funny thing. Let's talk about a word that I used this morning that you thought something differently of. So I said, "Oh man, I cut my finger on one of our Crocs this morning." And she's like, "How did you cut yourself in a Croc?"
I'm thinking the shoe.
It broke.
A rubber shoe. How could you possibly cut yourself on a rubber shoe?
I'm talking about a ceramic rabbit crock that they drink out of.
I don't even know what that is.
Crock to crock. It's like a bowl, a heavy bowl.
Like a soup crock?
Yes. only it's special for like animals.
Okay. Or shoes.
So crock to crock. This is like the farm girl. Rabbits drink and eat out of crocks is what we call them.
And that would make me think they eat out of shoes.
This is why we're mismatched. Okay, our Fast Five today. I think it's hard when your kids are home for the summer. Your house has constant chaos in it. Give me 5 cleaning tips for our Fast Five, things you do on a weekly basis to help us all
Cleaning
keep our houses
tips?
cleaner. Or things you do, routine tips or things that you do on a weekly basis.
Okay, so I sweep my floor almost daily because my 2 dogs and my kids are in and out, and no one takes their shoes off when I want them to, and I sweep every day. I then do not mop as often as I should, but I probably do that at least once a week.
I feel like you're mopping your floors
I
constantly.
did mop my floors at 11 o'clock last night, but no, probably once a week. Okay, so I'm crazy about my bathrooms. I clean them at least every other week, but I wipe them down almost every other day, I would say. No, not that often. Probably every few days. Especially my downstairs bathroom because people are always in that one. But is what I also do is when I am grabbing a load of towels, I will take the dirty towel and just like wipe down like if there's like hair, like my hair gets on
Is this the towel you're going to use?
No, I'm throwing it into the washer.
Oh, but you still wipe the floor with it.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, I'm not wiping the floor. Like my bath towels.
Yeah,
like if
you're
I'm
wiping down what?
the counter, like
okay.
you know, like where I like did my hair, like the vanity, the sink.
Got it.
Just like if there's water and stuff, you know how it gets like all over the bathroom vanity. So like I wipe that down, and that way when I go to clean the bathroom vanity, it's an easier clean, so it makes it go faster because all the like little particles are gone. I don't know what else I do. I definitely don't wash sheets as often as I should.
Yeah, I wish I did that weekly.
I used to do weekly. I just don't as often as I should. I'm probably every
I
other
don't know
week.
if that was 5, but we're running.
I don't know. We're out of time. I gotta go. I don't clean my house enough.
Cleaning lady, and I'm like, oh, you don't want.
You're
mine.
talking
She's
to
terrible.
her. You're talking to my cleaning lady,
I'm a
and
horrible
she's the
cleaning
worst.
lady.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Until next time, friends.
I hope your house is cleaner than mine.
Oh, for sure, everyone's is mine. Until next time, we are mismatched.
Bye, guys.
Talk to you later.